like, I mean, I showed some demonstration of the softwares. I can share the recording, but that will tell you the power of the cloud. Okay, actually the full, the more potential about the cloud. Okay, so that's what, but I can share with you. Okay. Yeah, before, okay, let me recap everything, and then I can come for any questions you guys are having, and then I go back. Okay. So yeah, we all started with what is cloud computing. Cloud computing is nothing but delivering of IT services via internet. Now at this point, you know that what is IT services and what is meant by delivering of internet. So it says, what it says is, if no internet, you can't able to access the cloud services. Then also we have seen the next step is, if you dismantle your laptop, you will get 3 core pieces: CPU, storage, and network. Okay, the same way they put it in a cloud in a bigger way. Okay, in a macro pattern. Okay, that's what they did. And then also in the cloud computing, the benefits of cloud computing, why we are going. So far in IT services, high availability, fault tolerance, or those things all are, it's a special feature you need to pay and get. But in cloud computing, everything is coming by default. For example, high availability. High availability is nothing but failure of one server, the other server will take care of the load. Then fault tolerance. Fault tolerance is nothing but even though any pieces of your application failed, still your application will work fully. Okay, that's why I give an example. In if you are going any e-commerce website, if the payment gateway is failed, still you can do shopping, but you can't able to purchase. Rather than full of your domain is down, right? So that is an example of a fault tolerance. And then third one is, we have seen the scalability. Scalability is nothing but depends on your load. You can increase the capacity or decrease the capacity. Okay, that is the scalability. Then what is elasticity? The same expansion or contraction will happen automatically. So that automatic is the keyword for elasticity. Okay. And then we have seen that for global reach, if you upload anything in one place by default, automatically you will get it in the other locations. That's the global reach is very quick and fast. And then we have seen the agility. Agility is nothing but everything is fast. It's not like in today's way how you are working. Also the security. The security, what they are offering is a global level security. You know, I mean, as an individual, you can't able to afford. But if you are going for cloud, even a small people can get it that bigger security, security features. Okay, these are all things. I think at this point, you have answers for all of these features, how they are giving, correct? How it is reaching globally, how they are giving a global security. Okay, all these features, the answers, you have a convenience answers, right? Because maybe you may not be known at the first class, but now you know all this because we have covered all the topics. So this is the future. And then another important concept in cloud computing is CapEx, OpEx. Okay, what is CapEx? Capital expenditure. OpEx is operational expenditure. In cloud computing, the CapEx is very, very minimum. The reason why I'm saying minimum is they are not giving virtual machine as free of cost. They are charging at least something like 100 rupees per hour. Okay, rather than I'm investing 3 lakhs, I'm investing 100 rupees. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it is a very, very minimum. But the operational expenditure is same. Now there is not much changes. And then in cloud computing, the pay as you go model. Okay, everything they are saying as in whatever you consume, you pay only for that. Okay. But even though it is a generic term, but in realistic service-based service, this pricing will change. For example, which location you are provisioning a product and what kind of servers you are provisioning, accordingly your pricing will change. Not all product in cloud pricing like hourly. Some product they are giving monthly, some product they are giving weekly, like, okay. We have also seen based on customers, they are changing the pricing. For example, you are an enterprise customer, they are giving a bulk discount. If you are giving an, the confirmation for them, oh, I will definitely use 3 years for your service. Then they are giving maximum discounts for you, right? That kind of thing. So these are some of the features. Then after that, we entered into the, okay, pay as you go, we see. After that, we entered into the cloud concepts, correct? In cloud concepts, we have seen two topics mainly. One is the types of cloud computing. Another one is the the service models in cloud computing. Okay. Types of cloud computing is nothing but public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Public cloud is nothing but any cloud provider offering the cloud services to more than one users, okay, or multiple users, or common to public. They are called public cloud. Example of public cloud are Amazon AWS, Google GCP, Azure, Microsoft Azure. Okay, these are the public cloud. And then who is private cloud then? Any individual organization implementing the cloud computing in that data center, then that is a private cloud. Example, Facebook, WhatsApp. Okay, they are the private cloud. And then the third one is the hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is nothing but any organization using both the public cloud and private cloud. That is a hybrid cloud. And then different type of service models in cloud computing. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Infrastructure as a service, which means this is the basic building block of services offered by the cloud computing. Example of infrastructure as a service is network, storage, servers, building, physical building. These are all the example of infrastructure as a service. Then platform as a service. Example, they are providing the underlying hardware plus software. This is a platform as a service. Example of platform as a service is Oracle database, SQL database, test plan, development platform. These are all example of a platform as a service. And then the last one is the software as a service. Software as a service means they are giving everything, including the software, underlying hardware, and the corresponding application also. That is a software as a service. Example of software as a service is Office 365 or O365. This is an example. In exam, they will ask an examples. Okay, this is what we have seen. And then after that, shared responsibility model. Who is more responsible in what service? In infrastructure as a service model, the user like us is the more responsible than the cloud provider. Okay, the cloud provider will taken care of the patching of and the hardware issues. The rest, all the software and the applications, we need to take care. Completely the opposite in the software as a service model. In software as a service model, the cloud provider is more responsible. They are taking care, or they are patching, they are taking care of maintenance of the hardware, software, and application. And we need to taking care of the data only. And in software as a service model, user having less responsibility, cloud providing having the more responsibility. Okay, that's what. And then the next one is after the shared responsibility model, I think we entered into the Microsoft Azure architectural component. Okay, in Microsoft Azure, the entire Azure is divided into at the very higher level regions. Region is nothing but physical separation of the geolocations. Okay, physical separation of the geolocations. The region is what is a region? A region contains a region also having a paired region. What is paired region? If all regions is down, the Microsoft is giving priority in each pair region, one in each pair, they bring up the service so that they will restore the globe, fastly, okay, timely manner. And then after the paired region, there is a zones. Okay, what is a zone? Zone is, or they call it is an availability zone. Okay, or in other words, I can say what region contain. A region contains some multiple availability zones, one or more. It may be one or more. Okay, availability zones. Then what is availability zone? Each zone is physically separated 300 miles minimum. 300 miles minimum. And each zone is independent power, independent cooling, independent network. Okay. So, and yes. And then each zone, what is the availability zone contains multiple data center, one or more data center. It may contain one or it may contain more also. Okay, that is the data center. Then after the data center, if you enter the data center, then the account structure in Azure, there is a subscription, each user having a subscription. Then the subscription contain multiple resource group. What is resource group? Resource group is nothing but a container contains all the resources. Okay, you can create as many resource group as you want it. Okay, no problem. It is free of cost. And then what is resource? The virtual machines. storage, network. These are all is the resources. Okay. So at any point in time, any resource to be part of one of the resource group. Okay, that we should not forget it. Also, you can move the resources from one resource group to the another resource group. Okay, at any point in time, you can move it. Also, always the advisable is create the resources where near your user. Okay, that is the guidelines. Okay, so we have seen these account structures. After the account structures, then we have entered into the core Azure services. Correct. So core Azure service is nothing but compute, storage, network. In compute, we should not forget two things from exam perspective. Virtual machine. Virtual machine is an infrastructure as a service model. Okay, it is a compute power. Another one is the functions. Function is a serverless compute power. Okay, so basically, if you run any code, they will charge you only your code execution time. Okay, that is the functions. Then next one is storage. Storage, they are giving services like hard disk, files, queues, tables. Okay, these are all say storage. Okay, in Azure, the storage they call ADLS. Okay, Azure Data Lake Storage. Okay, there are more storage, blob storage. Okay, you can think in that way. Okay, and then the third one is the network. In network, you need to remember virtual private network, VPC, and firewall. Okay, firewall blocks your inbound, outbound traffics. Web application firewall, WAF. In exam, this question will come. To handle that, the number of inbound and outbound traffic for an application. If you say application, then your answer would be web application firewall. If they are not mentioning any application, then that is a normal firewall. Okay, if you see that word web is there, okay. Okay, so then that is a web application firewall. So after that firewall network, then we have seen some solutions also, right? Solutions are nothing but the combination of this product, they build a solutions. Okay, so big data, HD inside, these are all some of the solutions. IoT hub, these are all solutions. I introduce only what is that, okay, because they will not ask anything in the exam, that one. Okay. Also in the last class, we have seen some demonstration of the machine learning. I mean, what is the power of the cloud in the machine learning. Then after that, then we moved on to the third model. In the third model, we discussed about network security. We discussed about governance, compliance, everything there. Okay, and the final model is the pricing and support. The third model, the first one in the network security, yes, you will have more questions in this. There is a network security group, NSG. Okay, NSG you can attach at the host level or network level. Okay, basically NSG will help. It is an to control the inbound and the outbound traffic wherever you attach. Okay, NSG. Also, we have seen DDoS. Okay, denial of distributed denial of service. Okay, DDoS. To handle the DDoS, there is a shield service is available. Then also we have seen like some of that. Yeah, I forget it. The monitoring tool. The monitoring tool is Azure Monitor, which monitor the whole Azure services. Okay, and then Azure Security Center. Azure Security Center will monitor the security of the whole. And then we have seen like an Azure Monitor, Azure Security Center, Azure Trust Center. Okay, Azure Trust Center will give us an the certification about the trust, the services. Okay, all the certifications and the compliance details you will get it. And then Azure Advisor. What Azure Advisor will does is based. Okay, you configured some services. Is it rightly you configured, or you are based on your usage? There may be some optimization recommendation. Those all you will get it in through the Azure Advisor. Okay, Azure Advisor basically advising you. Oh, you can do better so that you will save some money, like that. They will advise you. Okay. Also, any user can have more than one. Any user you can have more than one subscriptions. Okay. Okay, more than with one subscriptions. Okay, So Azure Security Center, Azure, this one, firewall, NSG. What else in the securities? Yeah, that's all we have seen. So what are all the ways to access the cloud? One is through the portal, through the browser, portal.azure.com. There are other ways also there through the command line, through your laptop command line. There is a module called AZ. Also Cloud Shell, which is appear in the browser itself. Okay, and the last one is the API. Okay, but 80 to 90% they access through the portal. Okay, that is what you need to know. After all, then the governance and the compliance we have seen. Then the last model. Okay, we need to move on it. Okay. So this is where our traveled path I just summarized. Whatever I just shared the verdicts, you will see in exam something similar this text. Okay, so answer promptly. If something is completely new, if it was some question comes and in that one of the vocabulary what I used is there, but you don't know what is the answer, then go with that answer always. Okay, Azure Threat, Azure Trust Center, Azure Information Protection. Okay, information protection will helps you to classify the information, what employees are sending, what they are blocking. Okay, like that way. Okay. Okay, I can just pass here. Any questions from anyone? Vidyasagar, Pratush, like here. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Pratush. But at least you guys able to something you have confidence. Okay, what is cloud computing? I know that this is going more, lot of theory. The reason is I just hold your account for our actual data engineering practices. Okay. Maybe today, before I go classes, okay, I want to, I can take you one real life scenario. Okay, one real life scenario, then you have better connects. Okay, see, this use case is common. Okay, it is not tied up with anything. This is how the actual technical project inside the company. Okay, so I can walk through you quickly, then you will get in some idea. Vidya, are you there? Vidya, Pratush.
Yeah.
Okay. Where I can start this one. Yeah, just observe this story. Okay, and then I will take you from there. See, generally, how the people will go, like how the project starts in IT industry inside, right? Everything. Or why you go purchase something outside, right? For example, you want to buy a house. There may be something triggers you, right? Otherwise, you will not just go walk and buy a house. Either you have some investment need, requirement, or you have some problem in your current house, you need more spaces, bigger space, or that may be different, each one having a different objectives, right? That's so the same way companies also, how they are starting a project. They have some need or there is some problem. To address the problem, then they start. Okay, that's what they call it, a use case based on use case. Okay, generally this is one of my recently I worked with one client, why they have. So here I give us some example. So my previous customer is a major insurance client operating throughout the Canada. Okay, and they have a long-term strategy to improve the capability of business to access the data from different sources, internal and external. Okay. In another way to understand you all are, there is an political party approaching me. They says that, hey, I am participating in this district. I want to win this district. Okay. How can I convince my voters to vote me? Right. Then I will say, yes, first we need to understand what they want. That is the one of the way. Either, see, if I go with any districts, there is 20% they already bounded to me for some party. Let's take for example, party A, party B. 20% of people, irrespective of whatever reasons, they will vote for party A. Likewise, 20% of people, irrespective of whatever, they vote party B. Party B. How I know this 20% plus another 20%? How I know? No, give me your open thoughts, because this will help you to understand what are you doing.
Because they would have already voted them in a previous.
Imagine you are one party owner. Like you are in party A.
Okay.
Okay, Pratyush is in party B.
Hmm.
How you know this 20% they will vote for you?
Yeah, they would have already voted me in previous elections or
Exactly.
something.
That is called your internal data. You know already.
Yes.
That is called an internal information. What the information you have it. Okay. Also, based on this internal information, you know, some people, these people is always with the other party people. Okay. So that is an example of internal data. Then what is external? I don't know that 60%, what is there in mind. I want to know them. First, I need to know in that 60%, some people may be favored to me already, or the remaining. Okay, but that is an external data. Okay, but in real life, we call internal data is our own company inside databases. External data, example, it's on WhatsApp. So how I could know the external people mindset? If I read their WhatsApp, I know that whether they are angry with me or they are favored with me. Okay, or what is their problem? I could know. Or if I watch their Facebook, I could know. I mean, what kind of person is he? Okay. Or if I know their circles, the friends, I have an opportunity. Right? So this all is an external data. Now you see, I said 3 data: WhatsApp, Facebook, and the friend circle. Okay. Okay. So I want to bring this data. Okay. Once I have this data, then, for example, one guy is saying, "Oh, I am struggling without job." Okay, no one is caring. In that place, if you go and you are giving a promise, I'm going to increase the job opportunity through some project, definitely that guy will favor to you, right? Or to attract the ladies, you can go and say that, and in Tamil Nadu it's famous, right? I'm going to remove all the loans, right? I'm going to, right? Then many people will think that, oh, that is an awesome. So anyway, people will do the lootings if I vote this guy. At least he will remove all my loans. I am benefiting that 1 lakh or 50,000. Okay. So how I know that this problem I have? First, through if I go through your WhatsApp, I will get, see, if I see your WhatsApp, I know that person more than what they know themselves. Agree? What kind of person? I know fully, more than them. Okay. So I can get it. So, okay, don't get into that. The same way, the business also, you see, they want to bring this internal external data. It is a long-term strategy. However, they want an immediate need to better access the data, to understand churn analysis. Churn analysis is nothing but the customer going out of the business. If somebody is moving out of Airtel, why are they going out? They want to understand, like this insurance company, why they are going out. Okay, they want to do this analysis. Okay, and they said that data in these are all the different data platforms. Okay, Hadoop, mainframe, blah blah. This all is a technical term. Also, they want to introduce AIML. Okay, so this is what the pure data engineer used to do. Okay, you will get to know this all at a later stage, but just I'm telling, this is how the problem state. For this problem, okay, don't worry about these wordings. Okay, don't go these wordings by this time. Just watch this diagram. Okay, this is the solutions we given to them. Okay, to analyze your data, to run the data, you go to Microsoft Azure. There is a product called Data Factory. There is a product called Databricks. There is a storage called, you see the storage called raw, I mean, it is a blob storage in Azure. You take this, then you can achieve whatever you want it. Okay, only these three products. In cloud, you have seen whatever you seen so far. VM you seen, functions you have seen, storage definitely you've seen, right? Storage I showed you, that storage, this storage is same. Functions you have seen, networks, blah, blah, all are seen, right? But this all is a specific tool for data engineering. That's why in data engineering, only they are using these two tools. But to work in these two tools, you should know how to connect to the Azure in the portal. Okay. Also, I can show you the full structure, how the solution got implemented. Okay, this is how we implemented the solution. Don't worry, these are the architect will take care. It's a lot of logos, everything. Okay. But if you closely observe, nothing is there. The same thing. Okay. If I go here using ADF, I am bringing it. These are all my data sources. Here all how I am bringing the data using the ADF, and there is a data breaks. Okay. Here you see there is a container services, Synapse Studio, Python, ML, Databricks is there. And this is my storage layer, the complete blob storage, Azure storage. I'm just created a multiple folders. That's all. Okay, and I'm using a SQL databases. Okay, I'm using Power BI, Tableau, Azure Service, all are there. So my network would be sitting, it's surrounding all this. Okay. Don't worry. I mean, definitely you guys are the Azure keyword, the password manager. You are not going to touch all this, but just this is an architect. How I implemented. See, if you go and ask them, I want to construct a house. When you begin your talk, they will say like, oh, you want 3 rooms and 1 floor. Okay. But when you see the architect blueprint, you will confused because they put pillars, they put the measurement of the pillars. They put all the elevation details. You will be confused. Oh, this much complex my building. I thought it's just going to be a 4 wall surrounds me and 1 flooring. Why are you complex? But that is the standard, right? That's what. Okay. So this is, but the thing what I want to show you is, this is the second, how they elaborated the architect. The third one is, where is that diagram? It's going somewhere. Okay. Okay. Just observe these lines only. Maybe for Ilekya it's little hard, but others I assume they know this. The first line, mkdir, is a Linux command. You need to create a folder. Are you getting? Create a folder, the first line. This is a shell command. Or I go here. Don't worry, this DB utils. Here you see make directory, move file. This is the commands. And this is how they are working in the cloud Databricks. This is how the code. Everything is a SQL code. I mean, even if this may be a complicated, you just look at here from PySpark, you import that model, and then you create something. This is what the actual code in Databricks. Or to be frank, even Python, more than Python, they will use like this. SQL code. Both does the same thing. At least you can able to understand here, drop table, create table. This is what the actual code. Any comments, Pratyusha Vidyasagar?
No, Ganesh.
So that's why if you're good in SQL, it's easy for you. Okay, earlier days, this all only option you need to do through Java. Now they made it easy as Python. And after that, specifically in data engineering, they made it everything in SQL. The reason why I'm sharing is you may think that, okay, cloud is okay, what I'm doing, or at the end, what I'm going to do. So this is some of the PySpark code I created. Okay, but this all, if it looks like it's a more line, but it is a repeated view. Some variable declarations, some of these command, that's all. Okay, it's all easy. Once you started doing it, okay, it will automatically falls into your hand. Okay, some SQL queries. Okay, I can show you some SQL queries. Okay, this is my Python code, import arcos, importing some modules. After import, I'm setting some logging. This all the how the production standard. Okay. But no one will write when the day started day 1, they will not start like a row 1 and then row 2 to they finish in row 52. No, they will start row 1 and then row 10 and then row 15. And they took at least 1 month to complete this. Error and trial, Googling, finding. Okay, then only they will come up. All this. Okay, so that's the way. They will not like on day 1 itself. They started with row 1 continuously. They will write all this command. No. All begins with like this. Okay. Oh, you ask. Okay, for example, if you are somebody is asking, can you add 2 number in Python? Then I will start like this. Import. What to import? I don't know. So just OS command. And then or add 2 number. First, let's declare one variable, a equal to 1, and then b equal to 2, and then I say that c equal to a plus b, and then print c. Then the question comes, oh, no, do parameterize. Parameterize means in this program, everything is like a fixed variable, 1, 2. Okay, then, oh, you want to read as an input variable. I don't know how to read input variable. Then I need to Google how to read a variable through input. Then I change this program. Import. Oh, yes. And then import argpass. So I know, so I'm typing. Otherwise, you need to Google and you will type that. Okay, import argpass. Okay, and then I will say, okay, import argpass, but I don't know how to read. Read A, read B. Then C equal to print C equal to A plus B, print C. Then they will say, oh, what is print C? Can you write some message over there? Then I will again I change this one. All copy paste. Then I will say print value sum of A and B equal to C. Okay. Then they will say, no. What is A and B? Type the value of A and B. Then I need to. So this is how the program development will go, but it will take time. Okay. So the reason why I shared you all is this is how the coding's actually working inside the cloud. Okay. Anyway, back to our point, our focus is on certification. Let's focus on certification now, and then we come back here. Any questions here? Otherwise, we can focus on our certification.
So once the architecture is built, so after that you will do this coding, or I couldn't connect those things.
So how the project will happen? Yeah, once architecture is done, then they will create the use cases. They will not start everything at the, at the same time. For example, I'm constructing a building. The blueprint is done. Then they will not directly go and build the building, right? So first they will hire foundational people. They will do the foundation. Like this in architectural, they will ask the system installers. They will install all this. And then they will do up to the flooring only. They put the foundation and up to the ground level, they fill the sand, everything. Okay. The same thing. At the parallelly, the bore people who is taking underground water, he will come and work separately. Okay. Like this, it will go one by one. The same way in here also, first the installer will come, and then the network engineer will come, and then the security will come. Everyone will do that part. After all this, the framework is done. Okay, now the developer, they will ask, okay, first start, developer means it's a one team, it's not a one person. Okay, they will break down, oh, my project is get to number and print the value. Then there is one manager they put. Then that manager, what they did, okay, Ilakia, your job for next 2 weeks is try to understand how to get number A. And then Pratush, your job is how to sum of these two numbers, whatever Ilakia is giving. Okay. And Vidyasagar, your job is print the result. They will divide this one. So you will get the clear instruction. My job is I need to receive to input. Then you will start analyze, research only those pieces. They will not give any single developer like an receive to name and then some print the result. No, they will not give it. Is it make some sense?
Just little bit.
Yeah. See, once the architectural done, okay, when I say like these summations, right? The to the number or whatever. Then the question comes, where could I go and receive the number? What is my platform? They will say, you are going to work only in Databricks. They will say, for Databricks, can you find how to read an input?
Yeah, we can find it.
Yeah, but they will tell you very clearly, this is the place you are going to work. It is not, and this is the architect, but this is the place you are going to work. In our analogous example, when the building is constructed, they will ask the painter, right? Each painter, they divide the work. Okay, your job is to paint only the hall, or your job is to paint only the reception area. And also your job is not to full the paint. First, prepare the surface, one person. And the second person give only one layer. Because it will make change. They're not like they can change. That's the reason they are giving like that. Okay. From architectural to development start will take at least 3 months, 2 to 3 months. After the architecture was finalized and to start the development activity. Okay.
This architecture is nothing but the putting the resource in the resource group. Is it right or?
Correct, as well as read more. This all is a resources. That is very true. Correct. ADF, Databricks, container. Yes. They will put all these resources in the resource group. That is also correct. Okay. Once you put, then you need to do, you need to make them work for your purpose, right?
Yes.
That is what I'm telling. That is what you are going to do.
Like to link everything. Somewhat like that, or?
Yeah. Kind of that. Yes, you are right. to link that everything and make your logic to work.
Yes, to link those reserves to work in this architecture model.
Exactly, exactly. See, you purchased a TV and so your job is once up to the TV come to your room, is the delivery, the company responsible. Once they deliver the TV, then you need to connect, that is called a link. You need to connect to electricity. And then you are setting the channels according to your preference. Correct? That is what you are going to do. Okay. Okay, I think we were a little bit deviated from our original, but we will discuss this later more. I want to come back with this one. Okay, the mindset, because you should not go think and something outside of this box. Okay, so as I said, we have discussed defense in depth, the firewall, DDoS, network security groups, and more. Also, we have discussed last class authentication, authorization, and multi-factor authentication. Correct? Pratush, please correct me. We have seen the security tools also last class or not? You remember any word am I used? Information protection, advanced threat protection.
We have completed this authentication and authorization. Yeah.
Okay, then security tools not. Okay, then we can give. Just quick recap, okay, because this is important. Important from perspective means from the exam as well as while you are working. Okay, so the networking is fine. Defense in depth, firewall, DDoS, network security groups, and more. Authentication and authorization, we need to understand this too. Authentication is nothing but to identify who are you. Okay, who are you? How they will authenticate or how they will identify based on your password. If you are entering some password, that tells about you are authenticated. Then authorization is what is mean, what you are allowed to do inside that environment. Okay, for example, you are entering in a college. If you are a student, yes, the watchman will authenticated you. Yes, you have an ID card, you are allowed to enter the building. But once you are inside the building, what are all the labs you go, that is defined by the authorization. That is what I told, what you are allowed to do. Okay, that is called an authorization. And the last one is multi-factor authentication. To authenticate you more than one way, because to strengthen the security. Okay, so they gives that not only password is enough, you can enter your OTP also. Okay, that is the meaning. And all these services provided by Azure Active Directory. Okay, Azure Active Directory will provide you the authentication, authorization, and the multi-factor authentication. Okay, don't forget that. So you are developing. So this is where the changes between today development and the cloud. In today development, you are developing any application, you need to write a code separately for authentication, to how to verify the password. But once you in cloud, you no need to develop that. You can call this Active Directory that will do the job for you. Okay, they will authenticate. So there is an application network security group and then application security group. Okay, application security group provides the grouping of servers with the similar port filtering. See, don't forget, read that PDF after the classes. Okay, just one time. Read the PDF. Yeah, somebody else. Okay. So authentication versus authorization, just I described you. Authentication is nothing but who are you. Authorization is what you are allowed to do. Okay, this is the two things. So then what are all the other security tools and services? There is an Azure Security Center, Azure Key Vault, and Azure Information Protection and Azure Threat Protection. These are all the 4 services available. First, what is Azure Security Center? Okay, So basically, this Azure Security Center provides security recommendations based on your configuration, resources, and networks. Okay, you deployed something. After deployed, what kind of securities you are lagging or required, they will provide you. Also, this Azure Security Center will monitor your workloads. Okay, automatically applies your security policy to any of your services you provision. One time you created, then automatically the same will be applicable when you are provisioning any new services. Okay. So how this Azure Security Center is working? It will work like, and first it detects any vulnerability, and then it will assess, is it true issue? And then it will diagnose, stabilize, and close automatically. Okay, that will be. Then the next one is the Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault is nothing but your password manager equivalent to. Okay, password. What the password man? Today's world, we have so many passwords, right? For our bank account, for our email account, everything. But this Key Vault will help you to manage all the password. Okay, the password is called secrets in cloud. So that's why they say as instead of password management, they are telling us a secret management. I'm sharing my screen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So certificate management and storing the hardware security key. Okay, all this is Azure Key Vault will do. In exam, they will ask secrets management or certificate management. Certificate is nothing but SSL certificate. Okay, where HTTPS will work. Okay, so this secret or certificate management is provided by the Azure Key Vault. Remember this. Then Azure Information Protection. Okay, so basically it classifies and protects the documents, emails by applying some labels. If you closely observe some companies, when they are sending an email, it classified as an internal email. So if you classify some documents as an highly secured, even though your employees try to send that via email, your service will not allow. They will block that attachment. Okay, so automatically it using rules and conditions defined by the administrator, and it's by combining automatic and manual method guided by the recommendations. Okay, so basically this will help to prevent any sensitive information going out of your organization. So Azure Advanced Threat Protection, basically it is a cloud-based security solution for identifying, defining, and investigating advanced threats, compromised identity and malicious. For example, you are working in a company. So far, if you are silently, you are taking backup of your data to USB or sending some data by email, the other people may not know about all this activity. But once you move to the cloud, everything will be monitored. For example, you are trying to take any data to USB, it will send alert to the security center. If you are sending the documents via email, automatically this advanced threat protection will intimate the security people. This guy is, for example, suddenly so far you are just coming and working. One day suddenly you are start downloading lot of document and sending everything via email. The usage is on some 20 GB, 25 GB, then it may be something suspicious. You are behaving abnormally and it will intimate. Okay, this kind of action. That's why in today's world, yeah, be careful. I know that in the early days, we used to send the documents via email, which is not known by others. But nowadays, everything will be known by the security team. Okay, they will block your account immediately. So just we have seen what is Azure Security Center, what is meant by Key Vault, what is information protection, what is threat protection. Okay. Then Azure governance methodology. Okay, so this is nothing but apply policies, create policy and apply policy to control and audit the resource creation. What is policy? Some kind of an rules the organization should follow. All my resources I should create only in India. That is a rule. Right, that way. Learn how role-based security can fine-tune access to your resource. Don't forget, fine-tune access, which is given by RBAC or role-based access control. In exam, this question will come. Review Microsoft policy and privacy. Learn how to monitor your resources. So first, Azure policy. Okay, policy is nothing but the rules, the set of rules you want to define and ask all your technologists should follow. You can define here. I mean, all your products, the IT product should follow. Okay. So it stay compliant with your corporate standard and service level agreement. Okay, it evolves and identifies the Azure resources that do not comply your policies. For example, by mistake, one of your employee created a resource outside of India. Automatically, this policy will restrict or it will intimate to you that there is one new resource which is outside of India. So that you will come to know and immediately you take an remedy action. Okay. So basically, this policy evaluation happens about once an hour. Every hour, this policy evaluation will happen to all your resources in the cloud. So which means if you make changes to your policy definition and create a policy assignment, then it will re-evaluate over your resources within the hour. Okay. So how this will work? First, you need to create a policy and then assign the policy to the resources and then review the evaluation. For example, I created this architecture, right? Now I'm creating one policy. Oh, all my resources should exist within Canada. And I attach this policy with all the resources. Then it will deduct and say, oh, any resource is provisioned outside of Canada. It will say, oh, this is outside of Canada, so that I come to know. Okay. So this is how they will attach. You create bulk set of policies, any number of n number of policy and attach to the resources. Okay, this is another important, you will frequently come back with in Azure. It is a role-based access control. What is role-based access control? Depends on your role, they will grant access to you. If you are a developer, they will give you a development environment access. If you are a tester, they will give you a test environment access. Okay. In exam perspective, remember the first line. Fine-grained access management. Okay. I mean, according to the role, I am managing the access, right? What you can allow to do. Okay. So to implement fine-grained access, I need RBAC, or role-based access control. Okay. It segregate duties within your team and grant only the amount of access to users that may need to perform their jobs. Okay. It enables allowing or disallowing access to the Azure portal. For example, you want to prevent not all your employee can go to the Azure portal. You can restrict through RBAC. Okay. Yeah, there is one question from here also. There is one concept called locks. Okay. So this locks will protect your Azure resources from an accidental deletion or modification. By mistakenly, any of your employee will not delete your database. What will happen if they delete your database? You will lose all the data, right? By accidentally or by unknowingly, no people should perform this action. To prevent that, there is one option called a lock. There are two types of lock. One is cannot delete, another one is read only. If you enable read only, then any resources, they can able to only read that. Okay, only access the VM, but they can't able to change the VM structure. They can't able to change anything. If you say cannot delete, then in that case, the user can able to access, they can update, but they can't able to delete it. Okay, so with the lock, you can't able, I mean, no one can able to delete the resource. Today you are deleting the resource group, right? But that they can't able to do it. So in exam, they will ask read only what the user can do, or cannot delete what the user can do. Okay, in exam it will come. And then the blueprint. Blueprint is nothing but, so I'm a big organization. So I want to create thousands of virtual machines. How can I create? First, you create one virtual machine and register that as a blueprint or a template. And you ask a rest all VMs will create with this. Okay, that is called as a blueprint. So subscription, billing, access control, subscription limits. So this, there is nothing use in this. So summary of governance, as I said, this all is a theory, not much. So within this model, you have learned the policy, blueprint, resource lock, and RBAC. Okay. In short, apply policies to control and audit the resource creation. Learn how RBAC security can fine-tune access to your resources. Okay. This is what we have seen. Any questions? I know this all theory, but still. Okay, so the next topic is monitoring and reporting. See, I have so many resources in cloud. How could I monitor all this? Do I need to, today world, IT world, each support or operational or administrator, they go individual resource to monitor. Okay, but in Azure, they are giving a centralized monitoring services. Okay. So monitoring and reporting. Okay, you can review the resource tags and value of using them, monitor the health of your Azure solutions, and check and help of Azure and its components. Okay, how to monitor? If you recollect, while we are creating any resource group or resources, there is an option called tag. Tag is nothing but if you purchase any new dresses, they give so many tags. One tag will inform you the size of the dress. The other tag will inform you which company, like that, right? So basically, these tags will help to group the product, right? The same concept in technology also. They're given a tag so that you can mention that this is a development environment, this is a prod environment, or this is a different business. So that tomorrow somebody is asking how many resources are available in dev environment. You can just group with the tags and answer them. Okay. So basically the tags provide metadata for your Azure resource. It's a logically organized resource into and taxonomy consists of name value pair. Okay. Believe me, this will be much useful for the business peoples. Okay, they know that how much it's costing. Then Azure monitor. Okay, basically what this monitor will does is the engineer no need to go each machine. Instead of that, all this Azure monitor will collect, analyze, and act on telemetry from, based on the logs. It will collect all the logs and it will act according to that. Okay, you can send a notification to the user or it can apply some resolutions also. So Azure Monitor is a common monitoring tool to monitor all your Azure resources. The next monitoring tool is Azure Health Service. Okay, so basically this health services will evaluate the impact of Azure service issues when personalized guidance and support notification. For example, sometimes the Microsoft itself is doing some maintenance activity. It's an unavoidable maintenance activity. Then through the Azure Service Health, they will communicate to all the users, yes, that my servers may not be available tonight, like that. So how to monitor Azure Monitor? It will monitor, it's analyze, respond, visualize, and integrate. Okay. So monitoring and reporting. Okay. So now you have seen the use and value of resource tagging. To monitor the Azure resources, the service available is Azure Monitor. Okay. To check the healthiness of your services, there is an Azure Health Checkup is also available. These are the two services you should remember. I think, is it fine or am I going too vague or fast? Because I'm just introducing you what is it. Remember, when beginning of the classes, I told you, cloud computing is nothing but the equivalent example in real life is supermarket. In supermarket, I introduced you how to enter into the supermarket, and then I'm just telling you, these are all the sections in the supermarket. Also, I just said that, oh, in this supermarket for cleaning, these are all the top product is available, like that. It's up to the user, according to their need, they will take it. Because it is an IT service, it's a whole supermarket for IT service. So there is a privacy, compliance, and data protection. I think, no, I can stop here. I don't want to feed. At least whatever I'm telling, this word should be present in your mind, and at least at the end of the exam. Okay. If you have any questions, we can discuss that now. Otherwise, I will stop here. And in the next class, we need to see the privacy as well as the last module. I want to finish this in Friday or the worst case on Monday. Any questions?
No, sir.
Pratush, Vidya, sir.
No questions.
At least you guys can able to relate or understand, okay, what is cloud computing? Because see, as I said, it is a supermarket. Simply I can put.
Yeah, we are able to get these fundamentals and all, means what is the use of Azure and cloud computing, what are the uses.
Yeah.
So we are able to get those.
Yeah.
Only thing, if after completing, we will be starting practice test, right? Then we may get some doubts, because then we will be doing some test kind of thing. So
I
at
agree.
that time we may get 1 or 2 doubts.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
For exams, I think they will ask for the scenario questions. I think so. This is our course only, right? So
Yeah.
they will ask pricing and all.
Correct. Once you started attending the practice test, then you will get more clarity. How, I mean, what kind of questions, what they expect from you. Okay, then in that case, yes, then we are good. Then, yeah, most likely next week, you guys all will start that, the practice exams, and then we will take it from there. Okay. Okay, then I can conclude today and see you on Friday. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.